This video is designed to show you some of the key concepts we discussed in Lesson 4-5 titled Dividing Larger Numbers. The goal for today was to be able to divide 4-digit numbers by 2-digit divisors. We're going to continue on with our steps as far as what we need to remember in order to divide properly. And remember, we use the little phrase, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? The D representing divide, the M is multiply, the S is subtract, the C is check, and the B is bring down. Now those are the steps you need to remember while you divide. We're going to look at the number 8,415 divided by 27. Now, what we need to do first of all, we're going to write down the steps D, M, S, C, B, which is divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. And now we're going to start dividing. Okay, we have 27, and what we talked about yesterday is we like to make that 27 into a 30. Okay, because that's going to help us make our estimates for how many times 27 goes into a number. Now, I'm not going to write it on the board today because I know yesterday some of you were getting confused and you were multiplying by that 30. Remember, the only number we ever multiply by is our divisor, which is 27 for this problem. So we look at 27, or we may even think about 30. We need to think about how many times could 27 go into 8. Well, I know 27 cannot go into 8 because 8 is less than 27. In other words, if I had 8 M&Ms, I could not divide it amongst my 27 closest friends. So I'm going to not look at 27 going into 8. I'm going to look at 27 going into 84. And I know 27 can go into 84, and I'm going to try 3 times. So I've divided. Now it's time to multiply. Off to the side, 27 times 3. 7 and 3 is 21. Put my 1 here, carry the 2. 3 and 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8 for 81. I see 81 is less than my 84, so I can write it underneath here. Now it's time to subtract to see if it's really going to work. 84 minus 81 will give me 3. And now I check. 3 is less than 27. I'm going to bring down my 1. Now I've brought it down. Now it's time to go right back up to the division part again. 27 into 31. I know 27 can go into 31 one time. 1 times 27 is 27. Now I'm going to do 31 minus 27 is 4. I check and see 4 is less than 27. Now I'm going to bring down my 5. Now I'm going to divide 27 into 45, gives me 1. 1 times 27 is 27. You can see I'm going to need a lot of space as I do these problems. 45 minus 27, 5 minus 7, we cannot do that. I have to borrow from the 4 and make that a 3. 15 minus 7 does give me 8. 3 minus 2 does give me 1. 18 I have left over. There's not any other number to bring down, so whenever there's not any other number to bring down from our dividend, that means our 18 would be our remainder. So we have 311 with a remainder of 18. I'm going to need to squeeze in 18 in one box, which I don't normally like to do, but we kind of ran out of room there. So 8,415 divided by 27 gives us 311 with a remainder of 18. Now we're going to take a look at 8,415 divided by 27 again. The only difference from this problem to the one we just did is I'm going to show you what you're going to need to do if you ever put the wrong number, if you ever estimate a number that's not going to work. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm doing this problem again and I say 27 into 84, and let's say I don't know how many times, and let's say, for example, we have it going in there 2 times instead of the correct one, which would be 3. We would still go through this because we would not necessarily know that we have the wrong problem written down, wrong answer. So we'd do 27 times 2, okay, which would be 54. Okay, now we always talk about if this number is less than the number in your dividend, you can continue on to subtract. Okay, so I'm going to have 54 here. So we're going to subtract. 84 minus 54 gives me 30. Okay, now I come to my next step would be the check. I see that 30 is actually bigger than my divisor. Whenever the answer to your subtraction problem is bigger than your divisor, that means the number in your quotient actually needs to be bigger. Okay, in other words, it's saying, what we're saying here is that there can be even another 27 that can go in 84 other than 2 times. We're going to see if 27 can go in there 3 times. We talked yesterday about the try, check, and revise, and that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to revise. We're not going to be upset or give up or anything like that. We're just going to revise it quickly. Okay, so we had a 2 up there. So since the number did not work, okay, the number 2 didn't work, we're going to try the number 3. 3 times 27 is 81. 81 minus 84 gives us 3. We check it. 3 is less than 27. So that's what you do whenever your answer to your subtraction problem is actually bigger than your divisor. Now we're going to take a look at one more problem that you might run into here. Okay, that's when you put the answer in your dividend is actually bigger than the number in your, your answer in your quotient is bigger than the number in your dividend. For example, let's say we have 27 going into 84, and let's say we are going to guess or estimate that it goes in there 4 times. Okay, I would continue on because I won't necessarily know that it's incorrect. 27 times 4. And actually, 27 times 4 gives us 108. 108. Okay, now right away we see that the answer to my multiplication problem is bigger than the number in my dividend that I'm going to subtract from. So we know that's not going to work. So whenever this number is bigger than the number in your dividend, you're going to have to make the number in your quotient smaller. Okay, so we're going to change that 4. We're going to make that 4 into a 3. So now we have 3 times 27. I'm going to multiply that out. 3 times 27 gives me 81. Okay, 81 is less than 84. You can subtract it. You can check it. 3 is less than 27. So that means we're good. So those are some of the key concepts we went over in lesson 4-5.